Cute.
Thank you.
You must be excited this season.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good. I mean, I have the best team in the world, and the show is a well-oiled machine at this point. So it's sort of like, don't fix what's not broken. That's kind of my philosophy.
So, can you tell us more about your idea about this new season and if there is an overarching storyline and all that?
There is an overarching storyline. Eric and Bob Singer and I, and also Ben Edlin, started talking about season 6 very early in season 5. And we were talking about how to lay all the ideas in that we had for where to go in the, season 5 is the apocalypse, season 6 deals with the post-apocalypse. But we were very aware that we had gone as big and sort of epic as we could go. So we didn't want to just slot in another big bad. We didn't want to deal with the news story that way, because I think it would feel like a cheat. I don't think you can really go bigger than Lucifer and excite people. So the way we look at it, if season 5 is like Lord of the Rings, season 6 structurally will start to feel, I think, a little bit more like Chinatown. It starts with an ongoing mystery about monsters. Monsters are, for the first time, very much a part of the mythology and why they're acting the way they are in the post-apocalypse. And there's a lot more of Sam and Dean sort of shooting monsters in the face, like the good old days. But these mysteries sort of continue to twist and turn. And I think the show, it feels a little bit more gritty and down to earth, and they really feel like a couple of hard-boiled supernatural investigators at times. As opposed to pawns in an epic battle, which was something that I think we played to its conclusion over the last couple of seasons. We might. We haven't slotted them into a story yet, but and the Ghostfacers are giant megastars.
Stop talking about me.
I'm talking about the Ghostfacers.
Oh.
The Ghostfacers are like web superstars, right?
Yes.
But every now and then we'll have a story idea, and we're like, who could do that? The Ghostfacers could do that. So it's like a matter of time before it's just about like story.
It seemed like you wrapped up for Edwin, so.
Are you trying to ask me a question? Yes, we love Rob, and I mean, never say never, but we haven't written a story for him yet. I'll just say that.
How does your promotion affect your script writing? How many episodes are you planning on actually writing?
I've written 4 or 5 a season until now, usually 4, and I imagine I'll write 3 or 4 this season. I end up rewriting a lot more heavily now, so I'd like to say I'll write fewer because it will give me more time to do other things, but probably that won't happen. I'll probably write about the same.
Can you tell us how the camel fish is more of the history of the family will play into the season? You have like Mitch McCarthy coming back.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering how they're going to fit in, or what you can tell us about that.
Well, ever since we discovered that Sam and Dean's mother was a hunter, and she's from a long line of hunters, this is something that sort of stuck in the writers' room and we talk about a lot, and that there could be these hunters out there that Sam and Dean didn't know about, these family members that they had never met, that they had never heard of. Not the ones they knew about that the yellow-eyed demon had killed. We remember that episode.
Yes.
I wrote that episode. I remember that episode.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Don't worry, we remember. These are different ones. But that they're really good hunters. But they only work with each other, and that they're monster specialists, and that they've been around for a really, really fucking long time. And how would they be different than the kind of hunters that we meet that a family tragedy tells you, like, figure out what Saul does when you're 12 and you're like really messed up in the head. So we wanted to do stories about the Campbells for a long time, and the fact that there's such a monster problem in the mythology, it was a good reason to bring them in. There's a lot of stories about origins this season, the origins of Sam and Dean and the origins of monsters in a certain way.
We're going to see young John and Mary again.
That's it. I mean, we want to. Again, we're working on just the first batch of episodes, so I mean, they're definitely up on the board. We love them. Those actors are fantastic, and if we can flash back to them again, it's just like as soon as the right story comes out, we'll bring them back.
If the momentum builds on this storyline this year, are you up for more seasons?
Yeah, sure.
Just wanted to say it.
Sure. Are you?
I am.
Are you guys losing Jeremy Carver because of his being human thing? Or is he
Yeah,
still
we've lost him to his own success. He and his wife are running Being Human.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we love him. Tell him we said that. Yeah, we very consciously referenced season 1 at the beginning of this season because we were aware of the fact that we had set things up to be a little bit similar, with Sam returning to Dean's life and Dean had left hunting. So on the surface it seems like that, but of course we subvert that fairly quickly. Underneath the surface things are not exactly as they seem. Of course. I don't know about the whole season, but you'll see them a bit, at least at the beginning. That's a question we answer a little way into the season, so you have to kind of tune in to find out about it.
Would some directorial episode have a director's commentary?
I hope so. I want to hear what he has to say for himself about that. I think it would be good to hear, yeah.
And what about classic rock? Is there going to be classic rock this season, or is the budget still?
Well, our budget hasn't changed. We use classic rock whenever we can.
About time?
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
We're gonna lock you down here. You're gonna jump back a little bit.